first panelist that I'd like to present to you is somebody who is now a member of the BPW family. She is Stephanie Dawkins. She is the Senior Vice President for Human Resources for AB Volvo. And she is the first and only African American, male or female, to ever hold a senior position in this company. So Stephanie, tell me, where are you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I always find it's interesting for people to ask me, Stephanie, you know, who are you and what do you do? And I think it's also profound to say that I think we all have a story to tell, no matter who we are. We all have a story to tell, and I actually live by the motto of tears will get you sympathy, but sweat will get you change.
So how did you develop your skills in, executive development? Where did you go to school? What was your major?
My major was business administration, and I went to all-women's school.
So you knew from the beginning that you wanted to be in the corporate arena or in the business arena overall?
No, not really. What I really wanted to do, I'm more of a humanitarian. I'm a mother and a wife first, and then I'm corporate. And I really believe in giving back. And so my story is probably a little bit interesting story. It didn't really start from the career track standpoint. It started from a humility standpoint. And I think that's where I am today, is because of things that happened to me in the past.
So Stephanie, what was your first job?
Oh, that's interesting. Actually, I was working since I was 12 years old, and I worked in a convenience store. And I remember getting paid in cash, getting, like $5 or $10 a week. But anytime I needed to work overtime, I actually got paid in beans, baked beans, candied baked beans. So on my jar at work, to this day, I have baked beans to always remind me where I came from, because I think that's utmost important, no matter who you are or what you think you are. Just don't forget where you came from.
Just tell people exactly what comprises your job. What do you do?
What don't I do?
No. I know you're a mother, you're a wife, and you're an executive, but what comprises your day? What do you deal with?
My job, I'm responsible for the labor contracts for the world. We're in 120 countries with Volvo, and I have a staff that is international. They report to me. They're from France and Sweden and China and North America, and they're all over the world. We have 110,000 employees. I'm responsible for all the labor contracts, employee relations, health and well-being when it comes to all the doctors and things of that nature. So they report under my jurisdiction. I have safety and working conditions, performance management, organizational effectiveness, and also exit management. So even though I'm not directly, I'm accountable for everything, but other people actually perform those responsibilities.
Volvo is a Swedish company. Was there ever a reaction to you the first time they met you that reflected their concern about dealing with someone who's A, a woman, and B, a person of color?
Mm-hmm. And C, a person with energy who has no fear.
I think she answered it. No, tell me, was there ever a time when people make impressions of people from the moment they enter a room? Mm-hmm. So was there ever a time when you sort of go, oh?
I think it's interesting because when I first came to Volvo, I think one of the advantages of working for a European company, I think it's sometimes different than American companies, because they see you more as a person as opposed to see you with color. Because in Europe, they see discrimination if you're male or female or if you're from a different part of a region. And so anytime I go abroad, it's really interesting as well too, because when I first started out at Volvo, because it is a Scandinavian company, and I did come to North Carolina where it's just a little bit different than Kansas. I click my heels and I still don't go anywhere, but I think it's different. But when I first met the president, he said, Stephanie, one thing that I noticed about you is the fact that I see your drive. And he said, I see your energy. He said, anytime that you separate your passion from your heart, it's time to go. So anytime I find myself trying to be what other people want me to be instead of who I am, then I'm in the wrong spot.
Ah, well, thank you so much for giving us a sketch of your life, Stephanie, and we'll hear more from her shortly.
Thank you.
So please give her a warm hand.